First, right here tonight on the Night Team, we begin with a new update for you this evening on that tragedy at the Super Bowl Champions Parade today. At this hour, one person is dead, more than 20 other people hurt, and now 3 possible suspects are being held by police. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Doug Proffitt. It should have been a day of celebrating in Kansas City. Instead, gunshots captured on video, sending huge crowds scattering.
Shots were fired west of Union Station near the garage. Multiple people were struck.
Bystanders tackling one of the gunmen right to the ground. The victim killed in the shooting identified tonight as this woman, Lisa Lopez Galvin, a DJ at a local radio station. The shooting happened as the parade was ending.
There are a lot more people who are going to be forever impacted by what happened here today.
We became part of a statistic of too many Americans. Those who have experienced or been part of or connected to a mass shooting. That is something that I hope we all recognize is highly problematic for all of us.
Nearly 1 million people were along the parade route. In a statement, radio station KKFI said, "Our hearts and prayers are with DJ Lisa Lopez's family. We encourage anyone who feels that they saw something to reach out to law enforcement. This senseless act has taken a beautiful person from her family and this KC community," end quote. According to the Gun Violence Archive, at least 48 mass shootings have occurred in America this year.
You need to clear the house is what needs to be done. All right.
Clear the house, you heard her say. Chaos ending this Nelson County School Board meeting quickly last night. At one point, a board member also called for a school resource officer to step in as parents and board members argue over a plan to merge the county's 2 high schools. WHAS11 Night Team's Alex Dieterer was back in Nelson County tonight. And Alex, you've been talking with some parents who were at that meeting. What are they telling you after that happened?
Well, Doug, these parents that I spoke with are still reeling from the board meeting. And as you just heard, those moments were tense. Parents, board members, teachers, students divided about the future of their school district.
This is our student resource officer here.
The regularly scheduled Nelson County School Board meeting ending abruptly after a tense exchange between board members and outbursts from the people who attended the meeting Tuesday night.
I'm not gonna sit here and listen to this crap.
While I don't agree with disruption and yelling that happened last night, I think it happens because of no communication.
Melissa and Jeff Parrish have 5 kids in the Nelson County School District. They say parents feel ignored by a majority of the board, citing unanswered emails and 4 of the 5 board members not attending community forums.
If you're elected to be the voice of a community, but you don't listen to the community or show to any community event, when you make votes, where do you get your knowledge to raise your hand, yes or no?
While the parishes support Nelson County Superintendent Wes Bradley,
he is going to do what's best for children, no matter who they are or where they're from, period.
Other parents don't agree.
You have to own the situation. And the situation is, whether you think you did a good job or bad job, the district is divided and kids are suffering and teachers are under a lot of pressure, parents as well.
Dr. Peter Trzop has one child who graduated from the district and one who is currently a student. He says change will happen if the leadership in Nelson County changes.
I think sometimes we focus, it's just about kids. It's about teachers and it's about administrators, staff, and parents. There's so many people that make this work, and if we don't bring them all together, then there's no buy-in, and we constantly have conflict.
While hope for parents still lingers, it looks like a long road ahead.
We never thought we would be here. We never thought it would take this long.
I did reach out to all 5 school board members and heard back from Tracy Bowling and Nicole Milburn. Bowling, speaking on behalf of herself, said she's extremely disappointed with how the meeting last night occurred and does not support the meeting ending with unanswered questions. She encourages the other board members to attend the community forums. Milburn says the meeting was another sad example of the divisiveness in the community, resulting in a lack of leadership from the superintendent. She called it a toxic situation within the district. In studio, Alex Dieterer, the WHAS11 Night Team on your side.
Alex, thank you. Also happening new tonight on the night team, JCPS leaders say there's one option in solving its ongoing bus driver shortage, and it's destined to be a controversial one for the school district. It would remove bus service for some magnet and traditional school parents. Jefferson County Public School Board members will have the next 4 to 5 weeks before they decide what stays and what must get cut. WHAS11 night team's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie talked with parents around dismissal time late today about the looming changes.
Well, I'm a bus rider, and I can say it's been really rough.
To see the impact of JCPS's bus blunders,
Parents are still frustrated.
look no further than Manual sophomore David Schenk, who says a friend moved away at the start of the school year because of a lack of transportation.
They just said, okay, we're moving down to Atlanta, where the rest of our family lives.
The district is now looking ahead to future fixes.
We cannot continue the same way.
Here are the 3 options headed to a vote for next year. 1, eliminate all bus routes to and from traditional and magnet schools, about 478 in total. 2, create magnet and traditional school hubs, where parents are responsible for getting their students to school and home. And 3, no transportation changes at all.
They're all problematic in different ways.
All 3 will have unintended consequences, good and bad things to it.
Many JCPS parents and students raise the issue that cutting transportation to most, if not all, magnet and traditional schools could create serious equity issues in the district.
Who can go to magnet schools will be the more privileged students. It's really against the whole idea that magnet schools should be for everybody.
Some people will not be able to go to manual anymore, and so it also presents this kind of almost discriminatory face, and that is definitely sad.
The district estimates option 1 could impact close to 16,000 magnet and traditional school students, but they say it would also free up enough bus drivers to cover necessary routes.
I think probably one of the better options for JCPS is to just keep it the way that it is. It won't have as much friction as implementing a new system.
What you said about hubs, I haven't heard that been spoken about, but that does sound like a good idea. It sounds like an option.
The school board takes up the 3 options for a vote next month. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 11 night team, on your side.
By the way, JCPS has 575 bus drivers to carry 65,000 students, and they're always looking to hire. Just last weekend, district officials hosted a hiring blitz, which saw about 200 people show up and attend and apply. If you're interested in applying, you can find this story on WHAS11.com. A new bill now working its way through the Kentucky legislature. The state Senate is looking to limit the governor's pardoning power now. It's in response to the fallout from the flurry of pardons granted by the former governor, Republican Matt Bevin, on his way out of office. The constitutional amendment would remove a governor's pardon powers in the month leading up to a gubernatorial election. The power would not return until the inauguration. Republican State Senator Chris McDaniel, who is the bill's lead sponsor, says he wants to guarantee what happened at the end of Matt Bevin's term never happens again.
I think that it is imperative to the foundational issues of justice in the Commonwealth that one individual not be able to short circuit the entirety of a justice system. That power should not rest in one person who will never again stand accountable in front of the voters.
And that bill won quick approval from a Senate committee today and now heads to the full Kentucky Senate. If the proposal clears the legislature, it would go on the November statewide ballot for voters to decide the issue. All news since 6. University of Kentucky President Eli Capilouto is blasting a Kentucky GOP plan that would end diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts on college campuses. In a lengthy campus-wide email today, the UK president opposing the legislation, he says that the world and our state are changing, growing even more diverse. Capilouto says the state should embrace that change and harness the opportunities it presents, not shrink from it. That bill has now cleared the Kentucky Senate and is moving to the GOP-led House.